Fanatec is at it again. Raceroom is gonna get a big one. Find out more right here, right now. Greetings pedalheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a regular news roundup. If you have any news for us, send us a mail to news@romrom.net. Thanks for watching, my name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. This week looked like a slow one, with only the Fanatec news as a big thing, but then came Raceroom. I'll leave you to it because it's a lot. Just short of our closing door time for recording news for this week, the developers of Raceroom have given us a long look into what they are working on. Some of it will come out soon, some of it later, some, as they themselves say, when it's ready. Let's start with a big, I'd say even enormous change. Planned for June of this year, a complete rework of the force feedback will be released. As we all know, force feedback is what lets us know what the car in the sim is doing in relation to the track and our input. And while I always considered the force feedback quite good while I was driving with Logitech wheels, now that I have a DD wheel, I must say that the force feedback of Raceroom Racing Experience has some very strange quirks that I did not notice with less accurate wheels. Back to Raceroom. As per their words, while they were updating the physics of their content, they started noticing the force feedback could not cope with those, did a deep analysis of the force feedback code and found it so lacking that they redesigned and rebuilt it completely. Out of a long list of changes, they tell us about 6 of special notice. The steering geometry of the cars is now taking into account, which will make cars, or at least classes, more unique. Tire forces are now taking fully into account. An interesting one, gyroscopic effect of tires have been taken into account now too. All the force feedback calculations are now based on physics, which makes me wonder if they were based on homeopathy before or what? Tire contact patch movement is used as a measure for the force feedback, and the force feedback menu has been reduced to what the devs consider crucial. All other settings are implicit. They have a lot more explanation about force feedback and how the sim now deals with it, so if you're interested, follow the link in our description. Oh, and after finishing updating the physics of the Formula Junior and the Tattoos F4, they're going to work on updating the physics of the Formula Raceroom 3, 2 and the FRX 17. Something different now. The options menu has been changed in the way it looks. It now brings a search and a setup tool for the field of visions and for triple screen setups. Those you can even test if you're on track with your car and call up the setup, which sounds like a good idea actually. Another one I know I'm going to love is the new replay interface. Not only will it be great for checking how you drove or how the winner, the distant winner, was able to lap you twice, it will be great for doing videos, as now all controls for the replay are explained much better, and the free camera that I didn't know the sim had has been expanded enormously. With regard to the graphics, while there's no big change in the horizon yet, more's the pity, Raceroom Racing Experience will bring sparks, whee, and the smoke and dirt clouds are going to look better in some non-defined future. This is a when it's ready update. Oh, and for the smoke section, they use an example of what very much looks like Brno, which is not yet in the sim, so maybe they sneakily told us about new content? I'd buy it in a second, as I love the flow of Brno a lot. Those of you who call a Thrustmaster their own can rejoice knowing the Sector 3 devs have been working closely with them and will be bringing very close support of the range of products very soon. Well, unless you want to drive with a HOTAS, of course. About new content, they are going to bring the Opel Astra TCR to the sim, and they tease about a new Formula open-wheeler. And we already told you about the Brno clip, so who knows what the future brings. With regards to ranked multiplayer, they want to expand the whole system into series and championships sometime during this year, which will see the server software being updated to accommodate those changes. Lots of stuff going on at Sector 3. Apart from the weekly racing series for everyone, Raceroom also does special series where, truth to be told, if you're not an alien, you won't have much of a chance. But of course, they do these more for the show and their broadcasts and to let the world see what Raceroom can do and what it has to offer. With a total prize pot of €10,000, the Cupra Simracing series just started. Sitting in the Cupra León Competición, 144 drivers race against each other in 6 different servers at 24 drivers, the participants having been chosen by setting up a top hot lap in the leaderboards. The race day consists of 2 sprint races with the top 10 finding themselves in a reverse grid for the second race. Everyone can participate in the leaderboard challenges no matter if they own the car or not. And just in case you don't know, Cupra is the racing company that converts lowly Seats in racing machines. On the other hand, those lowly Seats dominated the WTCC with their diesel engines for a while. Of course, the makers of gummy bear juice laced with sugar, caffeine and lots of E-numbered chemicals have been a staple of anything even remotely called motorsport for what it feels like forever. So it's no surprise that Codemasters has released a free DLC for Dirt 5 all around Red Bull, and while they were at it, they added cross-platform matchmaking between Xbox, PlayStation and PC players and ghost lap times to the DLC. That must have cost them a pretty penny, as it is known that Sony make companies pay enormous amounts of money if they want to offer crossplay. On the other hand, we wonder how much Red Bull paid to get their liveries added to 5 of the game's cars, as well as having their arch added to the arena creation. Talking about that, Codemasters have also added wet and stormy weather to it, so you can make it really difficult to race in your own arena. Product development, marketing and whoever else is involved in these decisions have been clearly using the home office time for good, thorough thinking, as on the coattails of the DD-based brouhaha a couple of weeks ago. If you missed it, find the link to our news up there. They have now announced a new set of pedals, priced in a similar way as the DD base, where you have to pay extra for anything further than the basic features. This pedal base is clearly meant as an attack of the middle price segment in which Thrustmaster and Logitech have a tight grip at the moment. With a good name recognition and their name not only on every second sim out there and then some, and of course as the name sponsors of the SRO GT3 and GT4 championships, this offering will have many spending a buck or 100 more than for Logitech or Thrustmaster products. We have to say, as Logitech has been asleep at the wheel in the last years, only rehashing their wheels over and over again, they get what they deserve. At least Thrustmaster has been bringing out more than just same old with a new name and some marketing blah blah all around it. Of course, Fanatec has to start expanding their sales channels to be able to really endanger Thrustmaster's and Logitech's market shares. But we'd be very surprised if this is not something Fanatec's marketing hasn't looked into already. Back to the pedals. A very nice touch is that they don't use potentiometers but magnets to sense where the pedal is. That is already a step up in quality from normal pedals for this price. The whole base is metal, not plastic as with the other companies, and as we've grown accustomed with Fanatec, it's extremely customizable. It has 2 pedals and you can add the 3rd pedal as an upgrade. Fanatec themselves recommending to rather get a load cell kit rather than the clutch upgrade, as the kits seemingly will be at around the same price and you can then use the now X-brake pedal as a clutch. Another upgrade you can get, and we expect you have to pay extra for, is the so-called pedals tuning kit, which exchanges the existing pedal bases with aluminium plates. As it stands, the pedals will cost you €80, a load cell kit for them supposedly another €80. From what we could gather from Fanatec's information, there will be a bundle with the CSL DD base at some point in time not too far away. Oh yeah, and Fanatec teases we're not done yet, while not giving a date for the release of pedals to the public. So next is a cheap rim that goes with the DD base? We can can only guess. You don't need to guess anything in our channel, just check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium.